Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Sky Realm here at Homie and the Dude. I'm Bodhi, your unexceptional Dungeon Master, and I'm joined by our cast of exceptional players. What's pop-a-lockin', guys?
Hola!
Oh, you have like us too. I didn't realize.
Quickly before we get into the game, a couple of shout-outs. Shout out to our editing team, Becky and Ben, you bloody legends. Shout out to the art team, Alex, Josh, and Victor. We cannot do this without you guys. Thank you for being a part of this. And of course, we cannot leave out Underground Oracle Publishing, the sponsor for this episode of the Sky Realm and all episodes of the Sky Realm. So if you're enjoying Blake's character, the lineage that he's playing, and the spells and stuff that he's using, that's all created by Underground Oracle Publishing, and I strongly recommend you check out their work and get into it. God damn it.
You're gonna the oldies have like prescription glasses and everyone else has like
cool.
fashion
I can
shit.
get my prescription. I can get my prescription
I have
glasses.
glasses
These are
with, like-
prescription shades. These are prescription shades. So
Yeah, I can get my prescription glasses.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, amazing. Incredible. There's nothing that could have put me off more than that. I'll be honest with you guys.
Here with the dice glasses
oh my
chain.
god.
Nice.
Whoa.
Nice. That's
That's a
fucking
vibe.
sick. That's fucking sick. Right. So, recap. Last session, our players were planning their heist in come in and take some time. The herbs and spices shop. In there, they made a couple of big decisions about separating the group out, going in from two entry points, one team tackling one thing, another team tackling another thing. And then from there, the group was going to evacuate the building and make their way to the Torrential bathhouse to deliver the goods and the person to the Dawn in hopes to gain some information and recognition from the Defiant, in hopes to possibly get the ball rolling on finding out what happened to this second 40 stone that Zach Gladius spoke about to Geo in his near-death experience. But if everyone is sat comfortably, then let us begin. What I'm going to say is you guys, are sat inside, come in and take some time. You're all kind of prepping, Blanco is lacing up their boots, getting it nice and tight. R&R is polishing just the pen, not the mold, just the pen, and is polishing the pen. And, all of you are doing your own individual things, getting ready for this encounter. I'm going to say it's about 9 o'clock. You've got about an hour until the 10 o'clock guard changeover goes down. Does anyone want to have any final chats or any final words before we get into this?
no, but I definitely will do enhance ability though, right? As soon as before we're gonna take off. Like,
Cool. Perfect.
I want to get that in before.
Geo remembers just this conversation he just had with Oliver about his Uncle Ace and how Uncle Ace was inspiring, and he doesn't feel like he's kind of a mixed bag. Sometimes he's a mess, and some other times he says things that seem to be effective, but he feels obligated, irrespective of how he's going to land here. And he steps forward and says, it seems like everybody's ready, and can I just say something to you all? We just met. I don't know how long ago it was, but it seems like years to me. But
It's literally about like 5-6 days.
But it's actually not very long. And I left my people to come on an adventure and to learn a little bit more about myself and maybe grow into something that I felt like I could possibly become. And I just realized that I can't become the person that I want to be without the help that I've been getting from you. And I don't know how this is going to play out. I'm pretty happy that we're going to do everything that we want to do. But I guess I would be remiss in saying that this is going to be pretty crazy. And I wouldn't want to do this with anyone else. And that includes even my family and my closest people in my island. I feel so supported, and I feel so empowered. Whenever I get unsure of myself, someone, and I look to all of you, says something to me to make me believe more in myself. And I just want to tell you that I will be there for you no matter how this plays out. And I can't wait for us to come out the other end and have smiles on our faces, and to see the pride that we'll all have in having achieved what we set out to achieve.
Ulfer stands up and is like, "Here, here."
And I give inspiration.
Yes,
Yeah, really.
The group, can we group give inspiration?
Yeah. Tom, D20.
Oh, nice, thank you.
Oh.
Can I do another one? I'm gonna do another one real quick.
Hold on a second.
Arnar kind of says, yes, we may die. That was it. That was it. I don't follow up on anything.
Order, that's
Come
not
back.
okay. Yeah, that's
This is an
It's
extremely
true.
dangerous mission. Death is possibly imminent.
Leave no man
More likely than
behind,
usual, even.
no woman behind.
you see Tony, one of the two twins' heads, kind of leans in and goes, 34% chance of dying. You know what I mean?
34?
34%.
Well, that's less than half.
34%.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
That's a little more than a third. I will take those odds.
You then see Nikki turn around and go, yeah, but what he's not telling you is that it's a solid 45% chance of you getting caught. You know what I mean?
Well,
Okay.
that's still less than half.
You know,
Those are decent odds.
I guess there's 100% chance that none of us are going down without a fight.
That I would agree with that. And I would like to say one final thing to the group as well, for myself. I met you all and I believed in you greatly, and you have continued to show me that you are spectacular individuals and a collective. And I just want to say one final thing, and that is about getting caught, because it's not what we want to hear, but it is the truth of the situation. If one of us is captured, who knows what they will do to us? The consequences are most likely death. But all I will say is, do not talk. Do not say anything. Do not share the location of these people in this room around you. Do not share the names of the people in this room around you. And if by any sort of possibility, you must, if anything, if you can, try and deter them with information that might lead them elsewhere. But if we unravel this now, then who knows what we might, or what might happen if we give them too much. So, as much as I don't want any of us to get caught, if you do, know that we will do all that we can to save you, but shit, if we get caught breaking out this guy, how are we gonna do? No, I'm joking. But seriously, if you do get caught, we'll try our best to get you, but you might be on your own. And I think that's a risk we all take knowing going into this. And yes, I echo what Gio said. I'm glad to be doing this with you all. It's a pleasure.
The show will always go on. It has to. But But yeah, let's like I said, who knows what's gonna happen? So let's just assume the best and go from there. No point otherwise, I think.
Hell yeah, sounds like a good plan to me. So if you guys everyone's ready, everyone's feeling good. Anyone else want to say anything else?
I'm gonna give enhanced ability to Blanco for wisdom. So it's gonna kind of give like a little palatable with Blanco just talking about the plan. So you're gonna have that, and then I'm also gonna give to Geo. I'm gonna give him to not Bear's endurance, but what was it? Because he was feeling not as dexterous, so I want to give him Cat's Grace. Because I know he feels like he lumbers around, but I think he has more mobility than you give yourself credit for, Geo. So
Blanco instantly starts growling at Geo with this cat's finesse. Amazing. So, I imagine from here, you guys can please feel free to interrupt me if you wish at any point. But I imagine from here you would, as a collective, make your way into Uptown. Begin making your way to the locations of which you plan to enter and whatnot. First thing I'm gonna need is Arnar and Blanco. Can you please make a perception check if you wish to be looking for a manhole cover? If you wish to use the map, then you don't have to make a check. It's all good. You can find it easy peasy.
And also, we'll let them know about the 4 guards and the Manticore.
Beautiful.
Like, I definitely would have pulled them in when we're at rest. So
100%.
Can I also be looking up to see if I can see the Manticore for now? Just because I do have the scope on my longbow, should I need to use it? So I'm sort of like as well.
As the city falls into deep darkness, because the outer sky reaches nighttime as well, and the continued shadow from the Imperial City, everlasting and endless, basks the city in shadow. And as you guys make your way through the streets, and prepare yourselves, you start getting into position. You guys start kind of looking up, and Blanco, you're looking to see if you can find the Manticore, and you're all kind of getting set. And not that it's quiet tonight as you guys kind of get yourselves in position, but there's like almost like an air of anticipation and tension, and it's a little bit smoggy, so there's a little bit of like kind of fog across the city a little bit, and yeah, so Blanco, you 100% can see one Manticore off in the distance, kind of flying outside of the city. It's not really over the walls or anything at the moment. Your guess with your knowledge of just like a range and using a ranged weapon, you're probably guessing this Manticore is somewhere between 200 and 400 feet away from you at this point, up in the sky at a diagonal from you, basically. What I'm going to quickly do is good question. Who has the earrings? So I believe Reshi has one, Ulfer has one, and I believe the 2 groups have the other 2. Who in each group has it?
I am decidedly not a tactician, so somebody else should take those.
I'll definitely to Geo, because you're with us, right, Geo? You're with our group?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely to Geo, because definitely moved in Geo, and definitely has
And you guys have your muted one in the cloth. The other group have your muted one in the cloth. So is R&R or Blanco carrying that?
I mean, how big is the cloth? Could I carry both the pen and the earpiece in there?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, no, I can carry both of them.
Okay, because I'm carrying the map, so it feels like if I need to open the map, if I was carrying, because I can't put a thing in my ear because my ears flop over so if I'm sort of like carrying the map, we can then like both work together with like you having the earpiece and me having the map should we be needing to.
So what I'm going to quickly do is I'm just going to also position you guys on the map as well. Add to map.
That's sick. Okay.
While you're doing that, I'm going to just go over to Toad and say, hey Toad, I guess I could tell you why if you want me to, but I don't think you want to hear the answer. But I feel it's important if you would be willing to loan me one of your diamonds. I feel like it might help if we get into a situation that I might need it. I can explain to you now, or I can explain to you later. And I'll give it back to you, no matter what.
I know you edited the app, so I know you'll get this back to me, so I can't take it off. Yeah.
I will get that back to you.
I know if you're asking for it, I know it's important, so if you don't want to explain, you don't have to. I trust you too, so
Thanks,
you need to take it off and kind of shine a little bit with prestidigitation, because I got that, so make it kind of shine a little bit more.
Nice.
There you go.
And I take it, and I actually, since I don't have any piercings, I just put it into like my lapel, where it's very close by, where I could find it and need it if I did.
I can pierce it for you really quickly. I mean, I've seen it done a few times, but you can do it later. That's fine. I mean,
you know what, Toad? Why don't we do that tomorrow?
Yes. Yep. Yes, because we're gonna be here tomorrow. So yeah, it sounds like a plan.
Sounds
Although
like a
we
date.
might need to stop by and get some birdseed though, and we'll talk about that later. But yeah,
Okay.
sounds like a plan.
So, Team Roof, you guys, I've got you guys positioned down here on the south side of the building at the moment. I didn't know that. I'm not sure if that's exactly where you guys want to be, or if you want to be anywhere else. So I thought I would just ask, where would you guys like to be on the map, just so I can know where you're going to be getting up onto the roof.
Probably from like the most indiscreet. Like I'll fly around and see like if I can find the most like indiscreet place we can kind of go up. So I mean, I assume it's going to be more so near the back.
Yeah, it's going to be somewhere
where
here.
it's not as noticeable.
Can you see my pings?
Yeah.
Probably going to be
Yes.
somewhere back here. So I'll position you guys over here for the moment, and we'll do that. So roof team, as you approach this, large, gorgeous building that Toad has a newfound appreciation for after his lecture, as you guys approach, you can see it rise up. There's pipes coming out of different sections of it. You can see the 3 tanks of water rising high above the wall of the city. And as you kind of look up, you can see one guard that is like perusing the side, and you can see him like kind of walking around the edge of the building and disappearing around the side. You can actually see on the map the guards' positions have actually been put on the map, so you guys can actually see those. But over to you guys. It's 5 minutes to 10. It's like couple minutes to 10. Over to you guys. How are you getting up? The building is probably about 40 feet tall to the edge of the roof, basically.
So I can fly up. I'm a slow flyer. We're gonna fly up with the rope. So I figured I was gonna fly up with the rope and
Cool.
see if I can kind of get that attached to something up top.
Yeah.
Keeping out for the birds too, like for Percy and Percy's friends as well. Just
Amazing. So
gonna kind of fly slowly.
yeah. Cool. Can you make a stealth check for me? And as you fly up, you see on this building across from you that I'm just pinging, you can see Percy and the boys fucking chilling up there, ready to go in, ready to get vicious if need be.
Okay. I kind of just look at them, kind of nod. Ooh, so stealth. Okay. What's my stealth? Okay. 17 on the die, not bad. +4, so 21.
21, beautiful. Toad, you flutter up, beautifully quiet. The smog and fog kind of underneath billows away and creates little spirals of air as they kind of peter off. You see Toad kind of rise up with a rope in his teeth, in your hands. How are you holding you?
I kind of have it kind of bundled together, so
Yeah.
I kind of hold on to it. It's bundled together, so I can because I can hold on to it with my sticky toad hands. So
amazing. As you fly up to the edge of the roof and you kind of peer over, Toad, you can see that there's a guard clearly over to the north of you, stood by the staircase that leads down into the building. You can see that there's a guard to the west of you that is just by the edge of the building and is making his way like this way. You can see that he's kind of like walking this way and walking away from you. Other than that, you can see that there's two large like tanks, obviously filled with water, you would assume, metal tanks filled with water, with staircases that actually go up to like what you can see is like a door in the tank itself, basically. And yeah, you're easily up on the roof, and you find like a little, there's the pipe that you're right next to. There's a perfect little thing that you can latch this onto, one of the bolts. You can tie this onto and drop it over the edge for the others.
Perfect. So kind of do that quietly, kind of so keep an eye on them and tie it nice and tight. In the area, is this area, so I see them, so because I want to make sure I'm aiming to like, where I have like the most like where they can't give you a vantage point of us. So I want to put I want to make sure like wherever it is, like when they get up there, it's gonna be like the least amount of vantage point.
Awesome.
And kind of I'll wait a second too to see where they're kind of walking as well. Yeah. But yeah.
Awesome. So you can see that they're doing a clockwise rotation around the edge. Like the guards that are on the edge are doing a clockwise rotation basically around the edge of the building, except for the one that stood by the stairs. He remains fixed by the stairs. He's not moving. Actually, you do hear him like accidentally like, well, no, you notice him like fucking lift a leg and let out like a little fart and then be like, Jesus, been holding that in all day.
Oh,
I can use that. Okay.
Can I just can
yeah.
I just ask you about what time is it right now? Because I just want to do a sort of a quick message to R&R through the ring of ring earrings.
Yeah. It's about a minute to 10.
Okay. T-minus 1 minute. R&R, this is Geo. Toad has arrived in location. Evis and I to follow. Good luck and Godspeed.
We're joining Evis, Toad, and Geo. They have already snuck round the side of the reservoir and climbed up onto the roof of the water reservoir that is crawling with guards, as they know. But there is only just 4 guards on the roof that you guys know about at the moment that you can see. Yeah, over to you guys. What are you guys doing as you're crouched low behind this pipe that's sticking out of one of the water reservoir tanks there? You're kind of crouching low behind there at the moment.
And we can't see the manticore, right? The manticore, we know it's out, but we don't. Okay.
Let's keep our voices down. Okay, so we talked about getting up here, but we didn't really, I don't know what the next step is. All we know is that there's 4 of those up there. The stairway, from what we understand, is just around the corner. And I think there's a guard there.
There is. We can have maybe Percy and his friends kind of, maybe distract that guard that's over there. And then we can kind of make our way and kind of, just kind of slip in and unnoticed.
Yeah, maybe, well, I also have I could maybe do a command spell as well, but maybe we could have Percy, like, do a pigeon drop on them, like a pigeon, and they get it all over their uniform or something.
That's a good idea. And just make something to get him away from them, kind of, Or I was thinking too, we can have him maybe dangle like a diamond like in front of him, so make him want to go after him or something like that too. Like make him, want to go after the bird, so he'll walk away. If that makes sense.
But that also could be a reason for them to inform someone else to take up the post. If they're leaving that stairwell, someone else might.
Well, we'll be quick, but yeah, true. That's a good point.
I mean, the other thing is, do you think they would actually give a shit about the bird shit?
Well, we can have them like, maybe go like kind of harass them a little bit, like fly in their face, because I don't think people like.
I also have a hold person spell which could maybe paralyze them for a minute. We could walk past them.
Then they'll be alert though. Yeah, but they'll alert right afterwards. That's the only problem. Let's see if Percy can distract, because we'll know from then, because we can see the guard from this angle, right? We can see like if we kind of poke.
Yeah, if you like kind of look under the pipe that you're kind of crouched behind, you can see that he's kind of, the stairwell is basically like one of those things that kind of protrudes from the roof. It's like a doorway that kind of protrudes that leads straight into a stairwell. And you can see he's just stood there just like, fuck, man. Oh, I can't believe I've only been here for 30 minutes. Oh, Jesus Christ. And just kind of like stretching and like just complaining about his day, really.
So I'm going to talk to Percy, and I'm going to say I've ritual casted Speak with Animals, so to save a spell slot, because you can ritual cast it.
Nice.
So, Percy, do you see that human over there, or the humanoid?
Yeah.
Can you, remember, give me all the grains in the world if you can get that person away from the staircase. Just
you see him go. You see him click his little like pigeon like heels together, raise a wing, go, "All right, Calvin, right boys, it's time. Attack formation!" And lifts off the wall, and you see the other pigeons like follow behind with Pomegranate taking up the rear. You guys watch as they kind of fly over the top of you and over the top of the stairs, and then one at a time just boom, just absolutely just fly into him and nail him kamikaze style. These pigeons are bold, and the moment they've hit him, they then just start pecking and going wild at him. So I'm gonna just roll some damage.
Inspiration. When I talked to him, that was part of inspiration too. I used one part of inspiration on him. That's a D6 for now.
Amazing. He is going to take 9 points of slashing damage as he's being pecked and scratched by these pigeons. And he's like, what the fuck is going on? Oh, do I smell bad today? Jesus Christ. And he's kind of like waving around and trying to bat them away. And he begins taking off towards where the nearest guard is and being like, hey, fucking help me. And begins kind of running over to him over there.
Let's go. Yep,
so we're gonna start hopping. I'm gonna stay low, just hop. So
Nice.
So I'm gonna do like hop fly. So yeah, so we're making our way over there. So he's running off.
Beautiful.
I one real quick second, just hold Evis's hand and give it a squeeze, and I say, I'll see you when we're in there, Evis. And I say to myself, I'll see you on the other side. And then I say, I believe, Uncle Ace, I believe. And I start running.
Amazing.
Maybe a flash, like he's like in there a second, like what the fuck?
So you guys, you guys are, Toad's kind of hopping, Evis is, jogging across, and suddenly Geo just like whips past you guys and gets to the door. Can everyone please make stealth checks for me as you scuttle across this roof? As you hear off in the distance, Dave, mate, get these fucking birds off me! What the hell is going on? You just hear that off in the distance.
So, Bodhi, I actually have Step of the Wind that I think would be really useful here.
Yeah, totally.
Would that, if I spent a key point to do that, would I need to make a stealth check?
No, you're good. You make it across, you're all good. Yeah, you just like, again, you and Geo are almost next to each other, just...
Yeah. Evis takes like lets Geo feel like he's ahead of the game for just a second, and then takes a deep breath, and then just steps of the wind.
Since I'm a toad hopping, could that possibly make I'm so like I'm small? I'm just like I'm a toad hopping. Would it be super loud? You
can do it with advantage. I'll give you with advantage, as these guys' footsteps are probably a bit quieter as well with their speed increases.
Thank God, because the first roll is a 2, so that's gonna be 17 for stealth. 17 for stealth. Tom?
I got an 18 for stealth.
Beautiful. Let's go, team.
Sick.
As you hear this kerfuffle going off in the distance, Geo, you come round to the gate and you slip through the doorway into the stairwell. Evis, into the stairwell. Toad, into the stairwell. As you close the door quietly behind you, no guards are any the wiser as to what has just happened, and you are inside the water reservoir now. The stairwell that you're in is dark and not very well lit. You can see that there's a torch definitely somewhere like below, and it's like kind of flickering light on the stairs, but that's all that you can see for the moment. At that moment, we're going to cut away from our party of players. We're going to cut to the camera low, angled on a dock. And it's so low to the ground that you wouldn't really see much more than like a couple feet. As suddenly you hear coming. And what crosses in front of camera is somewhere between 50 and 200 footsteps and feet of soldiers as they run past camera and climb up a ramp that is just off a frame up onto a Zephyr. And at that moment, we're going to cut back to the basement team down in the sewers. So the sewers, for you guys, you entered nearby to the building. You entered a grate and you came down. You know it's not super far from here. It's a couple of twists and turns. The sewers themselves are actually pretty clean as far as you can tell. They're dry. There's not much like water running anywhere. It doesn't smell too bad. Like it kind of smells like decay a little bit, but it doesn't smell like awfully bad, though you can hear like some weird noises every now and then, like some dripping or some sort of like kind of stuff going on. What Blanco and Arnar doing is they're making their way to the grate underneath the building.
I think we're definitely looking for those cleaner guys.
Yeah, I would like to use my keen senses just for hearing to see if for perception whether they're sort of anywhere near us en route up to the
Oh yeah, of course. What I'll say is based on you can make a perception check, but looking at the map that you have, you go ahead and make a perception check if you wish. But yeah, you've got the map right in front of you.
And that's advantage too, because that's wisdom, right?
Yeah.
That's advantage.
Yeah, I have advantage. So just as well, because my first roll was a 2, but my second roll was a nat 20.
Oh wow! Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Here we fucking go, guys. Okay.
Here we go.
Fucking go, guys. Okay. So, with a nat 20, you're looking at the map and you can see that there is, whatever this cleaning creature is like a couple of like subway tunnels away, I guess, tunnels away from you. They're a couple away, so you're not in direct danger at the moment, for sure. But with a nat 20, as you're looking at the map and you're looking at the two grates that you have optional in the basement, which I have hopefully pulled up that map for you guys, and it should show you the situation. You can see that the two grates there, you realize that actually the one over to the right, the one furthest to the right, closest to the wall, is likely to be your best point of entry, simply because the grate looks a little bit bigger and means that you're likely to make less noise getting in and out of it, is what you reckon with your nat 20.
Arana, I can sense that those cleaning things, they are not too close to us, but and looking at this map, I can see that the grate to the right is a little bit bigger. Do you think that this might be our point of entry?
I would concur with that assessment, yes.
Okay, so let me just ask you. I have these arrows with me. I will have them loaded and ready to go. I think what weapons do you have, and are you hoping to take with you? Oh, okay, right.
This is a visual medium, right? Did we say that Arnar took the mall because is there magic detection throughout the entire prison?
As far
without the fear, I thought.
as far as you guys are aware, you know that there is some sort of magical scanner in the basement. You're not sure whether you have to walk through it or whether it blasts out a thing overall. But what you do know is that you have wrapped any magical stuff that you both had on you in this cloth. Your pen and and the ring-a-ring earring. The scope is not magical. It's just a magnifying device. So it's not magical.
Are the arrows magical?
The arrows are indeed magical. That is a good point. That's the one thing you don't have wrapped in that cloth. That is the one thing that is magical.
Are the tips removable? Is it the whole arrow that's magical, or is it the tip that is magical that has the poison on it?
Let's roll a fate check and just see whether if you go to unscrew the head, whether it unscrews.
Okay.
Just roll a d20.
Oh, she's hot. She's rolling hot.
19.
Oh, head comes off. The heads come off very easily, and can easily just unscrew from the arrow like body, I guess.
Arna, I have a concern that with this magical field, the arrows will be a problem. But I can unscrew the heads if we put them into this cloth. I can quickly reattach them so that hopefully our detection coming into the basement is a little bit safer.
I see. Worst comes to worst, I don't need to take out the mall. I should be proficient enough with my martial arts prowess.
Yes, your mighty fists.
Amazing. So as you guys are saying this, you're kind of walking and you kind of reach the area and you can see above you now this grate, and you can see some light coming through the grate shining into the sewer system where you guys now stand.
Arna, do you hear anything?
Perception? Well,
Yeah,
my passive is 18.
Your passive is 18. As you kind of listen and try and listen, you hear muffled voices coming through the grate, but not much else. Just like, kind of thing.
Can I use keen perception to see if I can see how keen senses to see if I can see if I can tell how many different voices there are?
Yeah, totally.
An advantage on it.
Yep. 17.
With a 17, you can hear one that's like, and then you can hear another that's like, and then you can hear one more that's kind of a bit like, and so from what you can tell, there's definitely at least 3 people. There's definitely at least 3 people in the basement above you.
Or is it a ventriloquist with like 3 dummies and he's really
I can't believe they hired Charlie Brown's teachers to guard the
basement. Sorry, just gather myself. I believe that there's possibly 3 tres personas there that I can hear from my perception, but I cannot tell if they are close to the grate or not because it's quite muffled.
Do I have? Can I roll to see if there's like a shard of glass around?
Yeah, totally. With your passive perception, I would say you're kind of looking around, and as far as you can see, there's nothing like glass or anything like that. The one thing you do notice is that there's a coin laying in the sewer next to you, just a single silver piece. Just laying in the sewer next to you. However, there's no glass, there's no like rope, there's not even bones, there's no feces. It is a little bit odd, for sure.
I'm looking for something reflective. Is the goal here?
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Reflective. Do you know what? Make me an investigation check.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Do I have something?
Also, I was gonna say, what's in your inventories as well?
I was just going to say, I have some smith's tools here. I have a knife with a flat edge that is metal. We can slip it through the grate possibly, and maybe see something in the metal.
That was my plan as well. I don't know if is your blade reflective enough for that to be prudent, or
what type of knife? What type of knife do you have too?
You know those gosh, it's like not silver, stainless steel. Thank you. Mm-hmm. It's like a stainless steel that's honed quite sharp. You know.
Are we talking like Bowie knife? Are we talking like karambit? Are we talking kunai knife? Like what type of knife are we talking here?
Not being proficient with my sort of more of like as I'm a hunter, I sort of ranger. I'd say it's more like a bit of a hunting knife, you know, kind of like that kind of.
Yeah, it's probably similar to like a crocodile knife, Bowie knife kind of situation. So yeah, that would have a large, like wide, flat blade that would probably be just about like just enough to see a reflection off of for sure.
I don't know, if you are tall enough, maybe you can reach through the grate.
Yeah, I mean, am I?
Yeah, easily. You when you reach up, your arms aren't even like fully extended. Like you can grab the grate, and your arms are like you could like push up and pop it off if you wanted. Yeah, as you kind of mirror through, what you can see just overtly, well, if with your gorgeous passive perception that you have, you can see that the room above you is some sort of storeroom. Like there's janitor's supplies in here. You can see mops, buckets. You can see various like bits and bobs. It looks like, as far as you can see, that there's no people in this room specifically. There is one light dangling from the roof in the center of the room. And yeah, there doesn't seem to be any people in here whatsoever.
Hmm. Okay.
What do you see? I don't know. What is it you can see there?
As far as I can see, there's nobody in the room right above us. I think we should proceed.
I think so too, because right now the cleaning cubes have cleaned recently. It's very clear down here, so I think we should take action while we can before they return.
I'm gonna.
Amazing. We're gonna make a check to see about. Do you wanna? You tell me what skill you're using to open this thing. I assume quietly and carefully.
I'm gonna say athletics, and here's my reasoning. When you're doing your big, heavy, strongman weights, it takes a lot of strength to put them down, like quietly. You know what I'm saying? So that's my sort of justification for like.
Beautiful. I love that. That's a gorgeous justification. For any people watching this who want to know how to convince your DM to let you use a roll, that's the way right there. Therefore, roll athletics.
Alrighty. 14?
14. So with a 14, it comes off with like a little metal click almost, as you then kind of slide it over gently along the floor. It doesn't make much noise at all. As you look up, the light kind of fills the hole, and you get like a shaft of light coming in through that hole now.
All right, I'm gonna hop up through the hole and grab Blanco as well.
Amazing.
Pull me through.
Yes.
So, as you pull Blanco up and through, you guys kind of get in the room, and it's pretty much as you saw. There's just a bunch of like random bits and bobs. There's frying pans, there's brooms, there's crates. There's a couple of guard uniforms, like old guard uniforms, chucked in a corner somewhere. There's just a bunch of like just shit kind of spread all across this room. You can tell that people are just like opening the door and like throwing. Like there's things that are just like sprawled across the place. Thank you so much for watching this episode of The Skyrealm. We really hope you enjoyed watching our team get into the heist and begin making their way into the Uptown Reservoir. If you've enjoyed any of this story, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's free and it helps us out massively here at Homie and the Dude. As well as that, we have a growing community of about 700 people. It's growing all the time on our Discord server. If you're interested in interacting with other TTRPG enthusiasts, sharing ideas, you know, sharing art, projects, all that kind of stuff, as well as just shooting the shit, it's a great place for that and happens constantly. So join our Discord server, link in the description. And then finally, we have our newsletter of holding. If you're interested, we do have a free subscription base for you, basically, where you subscribe and then we give you free D&D, free TTRPG supplements, as well as also we give you updates on any projects we are currently working on or will be working on in the future here at Homie and the Dude. And that newsletter gets sent out once every 2 weeks. So definitely check that out if you're interested in that. Finally, we have a massive announcement. Obviously, we have our Airship Combat Kickstarter coming up in the next couple of months. As well as that, along with the rules that you'll be getting, you will also be getting our amazing ship builder application where you can personally build and customize and modify an airship to the exact specifications that you want for you and your party going into any sky-based combats or transits, as it may be. Otherwise, guys, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it here at Homie and Dude, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.